you wanna hang out today? My parents said if it's okay with your parents, we could hang out today. I hate sleep. I am not someone who loves sleep, and a huge part of that is that I have nightmares every single night. 9 times out of 10, they start with me waking up in my own bed with the pajamas I put on the night before. They are so realistic. They have so much like aspects of like true life to them. And even if not every aspect of it is bad, it's like a movie. Them all together in sequence or in the context is bad. The only good dream I remember having in my entire life was one that I had in like 1st grade where we had like a pizza party, but then I woke up and it wasn't real and I was sad. Last night I had a dream I was antiquing and we like walked in and it was like the middle of nowhere, a bunch of people. It was also kind of gave the vibe of like a bachelorette party, but it wasn't. Justin Bieber performed and it was like a bunch of middle schoolers. Yeah, it also included someone who's no longer in my life. Them telling me through like a letter that they wrote that they were having a baby and they were so excited for me to be like, you know, an auntie to their baby. And I don't have that relationship with this person anymore. Even in the dream, it was like an alternate reality of the reality that we have lived. And it was that, oh, I found out this after everybody else. And I found out in a letter, not a phone call. Even in the dream, I like felt that pang and that twinge of sadness. And then when I woke up, it felt even worse because it's like, oh, I don't even have that. I don't know. It's not that like I long for that time back, this like couple years of like limbo that were like horrible for my mental health, horrible for me in general. But I also kind of think it's my subconscious way of being like, you know, you might miss this person, but do you miss how this made you feel for so long? It's like I've got such high standards of how people treat me. I don't know, it's like that one exception. When I woke up, I was really sad about it, waiting for an apology or acknowledgement. And like, I also don't really trust myself that I wouldn't just like forgive them with like any like a half-assed apology that they gave. But the crazy part, I don't think they think they need to apologize for anything. I think they think I do. And that's something that's just, yeah, so weird. But yeah, I think that's a part about losing friends that like I hadn't thought about yet. Wedding, I know what, like wedding stuff, like I've been at that age. People that you were like, oh my God, our kids are gonna grow up together. And not that any of us have kids, but just like believing that to be true for like so many years of your life, for so long. And then so quickly that changes. A full like 180, just like, yeah. Guess I should have my snack. Hello? No. No, okay, we're actually gonna clean it. Just a little bit messy.
Oh, bring me back to that day. I had all of this waiting ahead. It kills to be halfway alive since I had you and one till I see you again. I don't mind spending a little time away, but want your hands and not pixels on a web, down with this internet.
Mini heat wave. Oh, come back to life. Come back to life.
Say my name, kiss my name, believe no more. It's like we're right here, then I realize how can I have you when we're worlds apart? Say my name, we're not here, can only go so far.
It's time to talk about today's sponsor, which is an incredibly full circle and or / making me feel old, making me feel like I've been on the internet for so long moment, because it's Warby Parker. And Warby Parker, I don't know if you know this, you I think might have been my first ever sponsored video that I did. Back in that era, I was doing the home try on, but technology has gotten a lot better. And now they have a virtual try on tool, but I want your opinion. So I haven't even ordered mine yet. We're gonna do the virtual try on together. Glasses start at just $95, and that includes anti-reflective, scratch resistant resistant coating, which if you're clumsy, helpful. This is the 𝘊𝗵. Ooh, dramatic, very art teacher, but cute. I don't think black looks as good on me, but tell me if I'm wrong. An olive, what shape do we like more? I tend to go for more of a round, but I don't have anything that's a little more boxed off and rectangular square, so maybe that's the vibe. I feel like this is kind of an in-between, and she comes in blue. But is it similar to glasses that I already have? Ooh, this matches my little sweater. Black, oh that's really cute. Kind of love that. Do I see a yellow that matches my outfit? Kind of feel like I saved the best for last. This I feel like is cute and very different than anything I have. I don't think I'm at the red glasses age yet. Maybe I am. That's pretty cute too. That's kind of fun. I would love to know which pair you think I should get. You can rank them or just comment your favorite one down below. And if you are in the market for a new pair of glasses or sunglasses, I promise with Warby Parker's virtual try-on tool, you can find the perfect pair for you. Add a pair and save 15% when you purchase 2 or more pairs of prescription sunglasses or prescription glasses. And this offer is available both at home and in store. Do you want to see what we got thrifting yesterday? First up, I love this. I think it's so pretty. It was $5.49. Great deal. And I'm always looking for specifically like opaque vases, but these I just think are just so much more like elevated and chic and interesting. Yes, am I trying to get out of the whole like beige, white, cream, ivory aesthetic? But sometimes it works. This is a crystal one, and this is $9.49. On camera, it's kind of looking like one of those like really fun, like fancy ice cream things. It's not that. It is like a heavy duty vase, and I just thought like it would reflect the light so pretty. Is it technically clear? Yeah, but it's crystal. Sorry. I also had a cart full of vases and stuff like that, and I only got 2, so that's a win. Then we have 3 clothing items. And by 3, I did mean 4. I got this shirt. It has absolutely 0 tags, but it was $4.49. It's like a little lacy kind of top, and it has this pink ribbon, and it's lined. More sheer on the stomach part, less sheer in the boobie part. Did you want me to try it on? Okay, then this is a shirt I had picked up, and initially I was like, oh, this would be cute if it had a different neckline, and Moss was like, no, I think this would actually look really good on you. And of all of the things that I picked up clothing wise, this was his favorite. And what can I say? I'm a straight woman. I'll humor Batman. I don't humor men in general, but I tried it on and I was like, oh, this actually looks really cute on me, and I actually like it a lot. So I got it, and it is this little V-neck. I would call it a butter yellow. And yeah, it's like a navy neckline. It was $10.29 from Ralph Lauren. I'm trying to be really proactive and smart about my pots this summer because last summer really wiped me out, and also we didn't really have a cold winter, so I don't feel like I've had as much of a break from the pots as I have had in past years. Matza came up with like this whole system when it's hot outside and we drive that he cools down the car, and then he comes and picks me up right at the door, and when we're going places he drops me off. It's like less walking and less being out in the sun or when it's really hot. And the other thing I'm really focusing on is fabrics, wearing like 100% cotton or linen. It makes such a huge difference in my body temperature and like cooling down if I start getting hot, because once I start getting like too hot, then I start getting anxiety about getting too hot, which just makes me get hotter. And besides the lace one, everything I'm about to show you is 100% cotton. I got 2 button-ups, and they're kind of similar in their colorways. One's like a saturated version, one's a desaturated. This one is from Calvin Klein. They're both in the men's section. I just prefer my button-downs like that. I prefer my oversized button-downs to be from that. If I want something like form-fitting and like office siren, then I'll get it in the women's. Love. This one was $14.99. Light limey green with a light blue and white stripes. It's definitely like a subtle kind of stripy thing. And I am in a button-down shirt phase. I feel like I've been in a button-down shirt phase for the last, I think we're going on like 2 years. And it has become kind of my mindless Theranos black turtleneck staple. Other one is from Paul Frederick, $12.49. Also 100% cotton. Also like green, blue, and white, but more saturated. And I love the fabric right here is that pop of blue. I like this one a lot too. And that's all I got from the thrift store. I was quite restrained. There was a great selection of picture frames, but there was a guy and a girl there, and they had picked all of the good ones. And I complimented them. I was like, this is your stuff, right? And they're like, yeah. And I was like, you have great taste. Okay, I guess I'll show you what they look like on. This is the little lacy top. This is more sheer than this part is. I love the little cap sleeves. They're also a bit more sheer. And then it's a little bow. So cute. Here's the little Ralph Lauren. This is it untucked. And then if I did like a little tuck like that, I think this would also be really cute with like midi skirts, things that are a little bit more unexpected. But I like the neckline of this a lot, and I love like old vintage Ralph Lauren stuff. It's just classic. And I'm not like a logo person, you know, in the old school Abercrombie Hollister kind of way. Might be the trauma from having to like thrift that stuff when I was a kid and not be able to like afford the stuff that was currently out in stores. And so all of mine would be, it's not really with the logo anymore. Like when it went from like here to here or like here to here, whatever it is. I'm not a big logo person, especially high contrast, but I do kind of make an exception for Ralph Lauren. It's not like over the top, and it's a classic. I tend to prefer a button-down shirt that doesn't have as stiff of a collar. I'm pretty good at like wearing the collars in so they get a little bit softer and not as rigid. I would wear this like over shirts too, like over like a white tank top, but also just like on its own. I usually only button one or two, and I like leave a little bit of skin exposed at the bottom and the top. And that's why I love stuff like this, because you can see it when I walk, when I move. This is also one of the ones I could do like a half one side tuck, both sides tuck. But yeah, it's pretty cute. And just to show you what it looks like with the shirt on. This is like my preferred summer layer. It gets cold at night in California. It also gets cold in the shade. It's very much like if you're in the sun, it is hot. If you are in the shade, it tends to be a lot cooler. So you need layers throughout the day, even in the summer. This one's a little bit smaller and it doesn't have the rigid neckline or the collar. So this is kind of the style that I tend to wear tucked in more. I still wear it like open and out or singular button the same way I do with this, but I don't tend to tuck in my button downs that have very stiff collars. It just looks a little catering. You know, people spend like $100 on these at like J. Crew or the actual places like Calvin Klein. And I just find you get more interesting and unique colorways, vintage. Can I also toot my own horn for a second? I want to say like 2020 is when I said I wanted to get more into thrifting and like consume less brand new, currently made products and goods when I could. And for fashion, that's like a big thing. And I grew up thrifting and consigning like all of my clothes. I grew up in a very, very, very wealthy, affluent area, and I did not grow up with that kind of money. I couldn't even like keep up with the kids that I went to school with in just some sort of like semblance of like trying to. I would get stuff just from like Goodwill, from thrift stores, consignment stores, and that's like how I learned how to shop. Like that's how I shopped as a kid. It wasn't until I started YouTube and started making money that I bought anything from like a brick and mortar store full price. I mean, to be honest, a lot of it I just got clearance at first, but like I still even have a hard time with that. Like money stuff just like messes with your head when you're a kid, and that it takes you into adulthood. But like 2019, 2020, I was like, I really want to get back to my roots of like thrifting. That was what made me fall in love with fashion and shopping. And it's a great way that I can have a slightly lighter carbon footprint when there are other ways that I can't really control as much. And I think I've done a really good job. I will buy new jeans from Abercrombie. I will buy other staples and things I haven't been able to find. I do have some rules when it comes to thrifting for me, and it's also like a privilege. I don't like buying sweatpants or lounge clothes or pajamas secondhand. I also don't like buying sneakers secondhand. And this is, I mean, used. I'll buy any of these things if they're not used. Beyond that, there's like so many fun things you can explore, and it also, I don't know, you don't like conform as much to everybody else's like style, and you're not like pigeonholed to whatever current trends are going on. I love it. It's my PSA. Go to your local thrift store. It's a great time, except for my girlies with contamination OCD. Don't do that. That's not good for you. Speaking of thrifting rules, I broke those thrifting rules to show you everything. And that rule is I put everything in a plastic bag and it goes into the freezer for at least 48 hours, and then it gets washed on hot. Ace is still using their Christmas bags. I want to show you my current hyperfixation lunch meal. I've been trying to get more protein into my diet, which is always hard. Start with a couple scoops of chia seeds, some almond milk, and stir. I know it just looks like little crunchies and liquid right now, but they will hydrate and they will plump up. They will soak up all of that almond milk. I also will use water if we don't have almond milk. This is also what you need for them to digest better. I'll give it as little as like 3 minutes to like 10 minutes. If I was really proactive, I'd do it the night before. But you can already see it's starting to thicken up. See how much thicker that's got? Next into it, yogurt. That's 20 milligrams of vanilla protein powder from Ritual. Some more protein. Now we stir. You can tell it gets a lot thicker. Between the protein and the chia seeds, it really like thickens it up. Finish it off with strawberries. And that's it. I also think it'd be really good if you added like a granola kind of thing on top. I've added crushed nuts on it before, and there's over 30 grams of protein in it. And when I learned that people with ADHD, your meds work better and you need more protein, that's when I clicked in my head and I was like, okay, you can't just have like chips for lunch, Megan. Delish.
When the sage brings the rite of spring, moan girl and the sparrows sing, through the light that the sun will bring, reborn. Thoughts are creeping on the wall, swallowtail heeds the northern call, and the last of the frost will thaw, reborn. In the warm of the spring, I recall everything once more.
Loving your new golf shirt.
Heavy air and the smell of rain, muddy grasses across the plain, red-winged blackbird soft refrain, reborn. In the warm of the spring, I recall everything once more.